While Jane's looking for a training, I just want to say good evening, everybody. This is where the recording officially starts. And welcome to our Christmas retail and sponsoring training, making the most of the Christmas period. And first of all, we have Jane White, who has many years of experience in the Christmas retail and sponsoring, who's going to share a fantastic training with you. My advice is, please take notes. I know it's a Zoom, I know it's a webinar, but please take notes because there are some good tips between every speaker and trainer tonight. And now I'm going to hand over to Jane White.
Thanks everybody, and hello, and welcome to Michael. I don't know if Lynn actually noticed that Michael was in or not, but nevertheless.
Hi Michael.
And everyone else too. I'm going to share some of what we've practiced for many years and how we can just add those little touches to maximise our income and promote our business over the Christmas retail. Now, Viva MK has been sourcing its products for the Christmas catalogue really just for a short time, but there's years of experience behind the sourcing. As always, there are gifts for the whole family and they are competitively priced. And I've seen a lot of Christmas catalogues and I do feel that this one, this year, is one of the very best that I've seen. So the early bird does catch the worm, and you want to get a head start in the competition because everybody starts early with with gift tags, ribbons, cards, all the little things, and ours are very good quality and good value. Remember too that if you work a 5-week cycle with your catalogues, you'll only give the catalogue to your customers another couple of times. If you work a 4-week cycle, then you'll be able to give it to them 3 times before Christmas. This is a newsletter that was prepared by Kate, and I'm more than sure that Kate would be happy to share it with anyone who wanted a copy. I'm not going to go through it because time won't allow us to do that. But she lays it out very well in that newsletter. And here's some of the things that we can do as well. Gift sets. Kate mentions that in her newsletter.
Hello, darling.
We can also do some gift sets. Make them up ourselves with any of the products that we have in the catalogue. Things that you like, things that your customers may well like. There's no other time in the year that we have the same opportunity to maximise on the additional sales. It's also a great time to increase your customer base with blanket drops. People buy at Christmas. People often buy things that you're surprised at, but that's what people do at Christmas, they buy. It's going to be a wee bit different this year. A lot of people won't go out to shops, so again, we can help them there. Drop catalogues to people who have ordered previously, but you've crossed off the list. Maybe they only want to buy from you at Christmas. You don't know if you don't give them a catalogue. Demonstrate the products to our customers, and Janet and Steve are going to show that in much more detail. And as I said, make up gift packs, show them to your customers. Let them know that you're happy to change those gift packs to suit them and to suit their pocket. Have some made up for £10, £20, £25, you choose. It's what you feel might well appeal to your customers. You can deliver just the Christmas catalogues to your customers as well, in a bag with an order form, just the same as you normally would. And go live. Do a what's in my box this week every time you get an order delivered. Let people know that those are customer orders so that they know that you're not just buying willy-nilly and you know, showing them online to people. And we put together some of the products, although I'm sure that all of you, if you haven't got your catalogues already, then you'll certainly have viewed them online. Use the products yourself. Get your Christmas display up early. Maybe you might even want to put a notice in the window. Do you like it? Ordered from me. Put your phone number. If you're a working person, then you might want to leave a catalogue or a product at your workplace. If you're not working, then you'll know people who do. Ask your customers, would they take a product into their workplace to display it? You can give them a thank you. You know, if they want the product, then give them at a cost. There's lots of ways we can get around it. Make sure you give your family and your friends a catalogue. Sometimes our family and friends fall off our customer base because, well, maybe they don't order often enough for you, but make sure you give them a catalogue at Christmas time. Drop catalogues into shops, businesses, hotels and nursing homes. Now again, you may have to be a wee bit more innovative this Christmas because of the coronavirus. But there's still, you will go to shops, ask them. You will go into businesses, ask them. When you get a plumber into your house now, not quite so bad now, but during lockdown, he actually asked you to go into a different room so he could work. There are ways round everything. Just think about it a wee bit harder and how you're going to get those catalogues to those people. Hairdressers, great place. And they're all quite stressed just now. It's quite difficult working for perhaps 8 hours a day with visors and masks. A little light relief is always good. Check and see who you know. We all, before we went into any nursing homes or even sheltered housing, we got in touch with the manager and asked them what they wanted us to do. Would it be all right? And what was the best way to do it? These managers will again be more than happy to suggest to you what you can do and how you can do it. Fundraising. Fundraising is still so important. Lots of charities have missed out on 4 or 5 months of income and would be delighted to see you doing some fundraising for your particular charity or the local school, nursery, because they won't be going to pantomimes or things like that this year, but they will still have they'll still have things on for the children in the schools and the nurseries. Same with the clubs and the coffee mornings. When should we start? Well, now, because as we mentioned earlier, you're not going to see your customers terribly often before Christmas. And usually our Christmas finishes round about the middle of December. So now is the best time to begin. Customers might not buy the first time they see the catalogue. They generally don't with me, but they do browse through it. I usually have to remind them that they shouldn't leave it to the last moment because things go out of stock very quickly. Tell them that you order every week so that if they want to spread the cost of their Christmas over the next 14 weeks, then they can do so because you order every week. And so it'll be simple. Oops, I think there's someone perhaps not on mute, but I haven't yet come across them. Just tell them that, you know, they can go on, they can write on the order form, even if they give you one order form with 10 items on it and want them delivered every couple of weeks. Not a problem. It means that you can ensure that people get those products rather than you or them losing out. Oops. Use the last chance to order before Christmas slip. Again, not everybody realises when you're coming back or how often you care. They just think it's every week. Some people actually say to me, I'll see you next week. And you think, well, no, I'll only come every 5 weeks with a catalogue generally. So, you know your routine, but not everyone does. So let them know when you'll last be there. But remember as well, though, we're here to help people make money. That's what we are. We're a network marketing company who are very fortunate in that we can retail a great deal more than the majority of network marketing companies. So Christmas time, who will you see? More of your customers see more of their family and friends as well. Again, Christmas will be different, most probably, but you will make sure, I'm sure, that you'll go onto Zoom or online or somewhere to have a Christmas gathering. You can still do it with a glass of wine and nibbles. It just happens to be that everybody will have their own glass of wine and nibbles, since we can't have, at the moment, too many people in a house. You go to more shops, so do your customers, so do your family, so does your friends. Take some shop ads with you. Take a bundle of cards. You get more deliveries. A lot more people do online, as we know. Make sure you've got a bundle of cards at the door for your delivery driver. Ask him to take one. Ask him to pass it on. You don't need to give him a dozen. He's more likely to pass on one or two than a big bundle. And remember, he's busy. The furlough is coming, the payments for furlough is coming to the end at the end of October. A lot of people are going to be really quite worried. It'll be a scary time for a lot of people this month. They'll be wondering how they're going to manage. We have a solution that will cover at least part of their income. And as you'll see from Janet and Steve, there's a whole big part of their income that can be covered. If you need shop ads, cards, then Viva MK Printing is more than happy to do all of that for you, and do it quickly and do it well. And they will respond to any wording that you particularly want done as best as they can. Just talk to them, just ask them. Going back to what you do though, you socialise more. And people tend to be happier around Christmas, more ready to listen. Although I know a lot of people this year will find Christmas much more stressful because of the money situation. But back it up with a card. Wherever you go, hand them a card. More people are around. Shop ads, hot pockets. They're all easy to do. They're also easy not to do. But if you want to grow your business and you want to make money, you need to have that reason for doing it. When you're collecting catalogues, drop a card into your customer's house. Who knows who'll see it? And we always drop the cards when we're collecting rather than delivering, only because if you do it when you deliver, you quite often get them all back, or several of them back in your catalogue. Whereas you really want that to stay in their house so that someone will read it and they can pass it on. Make sure you're doing Christmas cards to all of your customers and handwrite them. Again, particularly now, it's much more personal. We've appreciated the support that they've given us this year, and let them know that. But put a label on as well and let people know that you're looking for people. Give them a means to be able to contact you. Don't keep it a secret. Still like to do handwritten Christmas cards rather than online. So labels inside and out. If you're posting them, you just don't know who's going to handle them. A lot of temporary staff, or there certainly used to be, around Christmas time. And so great time to make sure that you see that somebody sees them. Any mail, any post, just make sure everybody has a label on it. Email signature, we don't tend to use emails maybe as often as we used to, but again, put a Christmas message on it. Who do you know who wants some part-time work, a part-time income? E-cards, add the message. Look for opportunities to help people. I think that's the important bit as well. It's not, you're not doing this to help you, although ultimately you are. But if you go in with the thought that you're going to help and be able to help people, it's much nicer. You approach it in a different manner and you talk to people in a much different manner. Again, going back to go live, when you do that, let the people know online that the products that you are showing them have been ordered by customers. You're not just filling a box and showing them, that you actually do get those products, you make money from them, and ask them at the same time, do they know anybody that might like to do what you're doing? And if so, please get in touch. Tell customers you're looking for people to help with the Christmas rush. Who do they know? How can you contact them? How many local businesses or any business do you see that is a plain white van with no name and no business number on it? Very, very few. So make sure that you're using those mobile numbers that they have on the side of the van to let them know that you have an opportunity that may provide them with an extra stream of income. Lots of people use multiple streams of income throughout their lives. Some businesses, remember, are dictated to by the weather. So again, we're doing it to help them, not just help you. If you're donating raffle prizes, put either Viva MK products into the raffle with a label with your name and address on it, so that they begin to become familiar with the name. But also, if it's something that doesn't have Viva MK on it, stitch on a wee label. It's worth the effort so that people can see it. We use this over the years. You might know somebody that will let you pop a bear or some other product that you like into a shop. It could be the bear's name, it could be its weight, it could be whatever you choose. And remember though, if you're popping it into a shop, the reason you're doing it is so that you can also talk to them about the opportunity. It's not just about raffling the bear. And you also want people to know how they can buy that product, as well as just, win it. So I think, yes, that's me finished. Thank you very much for listening. I'm going to stop sharing.
Thanks very much, Jane.
Not at all, thank you.
Thanks very much, Jane. That was fantastic training. There's lots and lots of tips there how to make the most of the catalogues and the team building at Christmas. And now we have Janet and Stephen. I'm hoping that they've managed to get the video for their training sorted out for us. They need no introduction, but I'm going to give them a massive introduction. Janet, and at the end of period 8, was only going to be working 2 weeks in period 9 due to being on holiday and other reasons, and made a goal that she's going to share with you and blew that right out the water. And they're going to show you one of the ways that they blew that goal out the water with over £3,000 in sales in 2 weeks. Janet Lyle and Steve Rees.
Well done.
Right, good evening everyone. Our job this evening is to show and tell you how to get additional sales from your existing orders. We all talk to people and recommend things, whether it be a restaurant, a film, book, whatever. Why not get paid for recommending some of our own products. Put money in your pocket, not some faceless organisation. Now, if we use our own products, it makes it easier to answer any questions the customers may have about them. After all, if you owned a shop, you wouldn't go elsewhere to buy a product that you sold yourself, would you? Now, it's important to remember what you're going to see and hear tonight can be done at any time of the year. It works if you do. 14 weeks today is Christmas Eve, and this is by far the easiest time of the year for doorstep demos. People tend to either have a budget for Christmas or they just shop and worry about it later. Get them to give you the money instead of them spending it down the shopping centre. Doorstep demos can be done with any existing order, whether it be from a catalogue or a local online order. Experiment and practice are the keys to success. Try different words that suit the way you talk. Practice with your partner, children, pets, or whoever is likely to help you. You can always go round to your next door neighbour and practice on them. You never know, they might end up buying something. Once you've done one, it gets easier each time. And don't beat yourself up if you forget to do it. There are always more orders and more houses. One of the most important things to remember is questions are the answers. If you get to know your customers by asking questions, you will have a rough idea as to the things that they would actually like or need. Some examples of this are, if you were showing the blast cans to a lady, you can ask whether her husband might like one for his car. Or you can say, I'm doing a survey. Can you spray these in different rooms and tell me which one you'd like the best? Now, the oven cleaner. People normally like to have a clean oven at Christmas. What do you use to clean your oven? Hardwood floors. What do you use to clean and polish your floors? Now, this is a great one because not only can you sell the hard floor cleaner, but you've got an opportunity of selling the mop and shine as well. Now, as Jane's just said, have you bought your Christmas cards yet? Would you like some? Is there anyone in the family who has an unusual name? Looking through the personalised catalogue can give you some great present ideas. People do like to have their name on things, especially when they can't normally find anything because they have an unusual name. Now, I know older children nowadays tend to like getting money for Christmas. Do you need any money wallets? They come in packs of 4. How many would you like? And a very good opening line is, while I'm here, or the catalogues are great, but sometimes they don't do something justice. And you can either use the third party approach here and say, some of our customers have asked to see this, or I thought these were great, so I thought I'd show you. Now, to give you a rough idea on how this works, most of you know that I've had most of the summer off for personal reasons, but I started to do deliveries again on the 2nd of September, and I've been doing doorstep demos with the blast cans. And that's something that's easy to do whilst keeping your distance. So far, out of 156 deliveries, now not all of those were asked, but I've sold 50 blast cans. And that gives me £350 worth of extra sales. Or another way of looking at it, a minimum of £87.50 extra commission for us. So what I'm saying is not everyone will buy what you're showing them at that time, but it is possible that they'll order that product when you next take the catalogue pack round. Or sometimes Simply that product was of no interest to them. Like the lady who told me she'd got no sense of smell, but that's for the last 50 years and nothing to do with COVID. One of the easiest ways to sell something is to hand it to the customer. It's a lot harder for them to give it back to you. People generally like to feel or smell something nice. So by giving them it to them to hold, they get to feel it. They also appreciate value for money, so point out the benefits. And if there's another use for that item, tell them. Now, Steve found out by accident that the blast cans can kill flies. Apparently, it blew its wings off. Now, with COVID being with us, you will need to have a bottle of biocidal and a cloth with you. And obviously, you will need to wipe down any item that the customer has handled before you give them to the next customer to hold. And customers love to help you. If you tell them that you're in a competition, they'll generally help you if you have a good relationship with them. And a variety of different products works well. One thing might not appeal, whereas something else might capture their interest. You can also have a product of the month. If there's something that you can wear, just point out how good something is. And that's a great idea for the people who wear makeup. Now, I only generally sell a handful of products from the beauty catalogue. I think the age group of my customers speaks volumes on that one. But I've been telling my customers that there's now more in there than just makeup. Now, having said that, I have recently got an order for £98.50, and that was just out of the beauty catalogue alone. And after receiving my Christmas catalogues on Friday, I've been dropping one off with existing orders, as well as doing doorstep demos. And so far, I've had 4 customers text me ordering a variety of products, but coming to a total of over £50. Now, we all know there are some people, like Jehovah's Witnesses, who don't celebrate Christmas. So always have a backup plan. It doesn't have to be a Christmas product. After all, when the Christmas catalogue comes out, it doesn't stop people looking and buying from the other catalogues. In fact, it generally encourages them to look through where previously they might not have bothered. Smile, have a laugh, and enjoy yourself. People that are having fun will generally buy from you. Ask questions that you know they will say yes to. It's easier to get them to say yes when you ask if they want one. And don't forget to ask if they'd like 1 or 2 maybe. Or alternatively, you can ask, how many would you like? How many people this year are going to be scared to go out shopping? Make the most of it, because your customers are going to spend their money either with you or elsewhere. Now, it's more than possible to double or treble your orders by doing this. Why wouldn't you try it? Now, Steve's just going to play with the laptop a minute to prepare the video, but Steve and I have actually prepared a video showing the techniques that I've spoken about. And it's a bit light-hearted in parts, but it does get the point across. Watch how I've used the different things that I've said in the training. And if you can, please take notes. Now, I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully we should find it very shortly.
Where's my desktop?
Share screen.
You've got to share screen first.
And just want to remind you to share the screen audio.
Yeah.
Which is a mistake I often make. That's the Zoom screen we're seeing at the moment.
You are sharing,
Yeah.
you are screen sharing, yeah. All I've got to do now is to find my desktop.
Yeah. You want to pause it and start at the beginning? That's brilliant.
What?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Trying to pause it and start from the beginning.
It is.
Oh,
You
that was the
saved
beginning,
audio.
Lynn.
I don't think you shared the audio, Steve. My advice would be to stop share and then to
Stop
do
share.
then do the screen share again and make sure you click the audio button because there's a little box that says share screen audio. It's just when you open share screen, you'll say share
Share
screen.
screen.
Yeah.
A little box that'll say share screen audio. See it? Right, what
Not
we
can't see
do,
this at the moment.
what we'll do is while we're waiting on Louise,
Getting host
we
again.
have got the wonderful Michael
Host.
Packard. Are you there, Michael? Please tell me you're there.
Hello, I'm here.
And I've got a ghost in my phone, by the way. This is another story. It's jumping all over the place. So I'm just trying to find you. I'm hoping it's going to record Jane White's screen and not mine.
Lynn, who do you want us to make host?
Michael,
Just leave it at the moment until if Louise comes on, we'll make Louise. If not, at the moment, Michael doesn't have any PowerPoint slides, just his wonderful
Right.
presence. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you on to
Just leave it.
Michael
to make
Packard, who's going to just share some enthusiasm with us of what he feels the business is going to be doing over the next 2 or 3 months. I'm sure you're excited, Michael.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, when we released the Christmas catalogue a few weeks ago, of course, we'd been looking at it for a few months. So it was almost a relief to get it out there, as with the beauty as well. Now, just a little mention on the beauty. The idea of those extra products is to see how they were going to work, to see how they were going to be accepted, and then potentially grow that side of the business even more. So from a beauty book, grow it into more of a health and beauty book, and that you'll see expand over the next few months. The next one will be a much bigger version. So the products you've seen in there that are non-beauty products, that was really experimental, just to see how your customers would appreciate them or like them, and the first response seems to be very, very encouraging. And the great thing of doing the business like we do, we can put products in there just to see how they're going to go. Now, if you think I'm acting a little bit nervous, it's because I probably expect Jeff Owen to turn up in a minute, as usual. Oh, he's at the beach today. Anyway, best line of the night so far. Do you fancy a choir boy? Well said, Janet. The things that you hear on Zoom. Anyway, so it was a relief to get Christmas out of the way because we've been looking at it for a long time. And some months, I remember back in April, trying to speak to suppliers about Christmas. And some of them wouldn't even entertain the conversations because some of them didn't even know whether they were going to survive the pandemic. And that was back in April, just weeks after it had started, because the factories had all shut down. So anyway, it was probably one of the hardest catalogs to put together, just because people were so reluctant to talk about seasonal products. Anyway, that's out there and that's a relief. And the beauty, like I said, is the very experimental catalog to see how those extra products are going to perform. And so far they've performed exceptionally well, which is great encouragement because it just means we can put more and more of those kind of products into the health and beauty production. So what we're currently working on, of course, like I've told you before, is Spring Summer 2021. And we started work on that about a month ago. That, I haven't got a precise date for it, but it's scheduled some point at the end of the year. Because as you know, we always launch Spring Summer at the end of the current year. Now, that will be our biggest catalog to date. That's the aim. Bigger isn't always better, but the greater variety we have means we can experiment with products. And by experimenting, I mean what we've done with the beauty book. Experiment to see what really works. And it helps us support small businesses. Like I've told you before, you know, we've partnered with some very small businesses so we can support them to grow. For example, the company that made the virucidal spray for us, you know, they were having a tough time, even though they created those kind of products. So it was a great boost for us and a great boost for them that we connected with them. Same as the Viva MK branded eco products, great boost for them, great boost for us too. The candles was another example. You know, again, a very small company, but like I've said before, we were able to place the biggest order they've ever had, which is so good when you can support a small business to do that. So going forward, yes, very excited about what we've got planned in the coming months. I'll tell you more about that at the showcase, of course. Not because we haven't thought of it yet, only because I'll have nothing else to say otherwise. But I can tell you the kind of things, the three main things that I want to really work on. One is expand the ranges, like in the beauty, in the candles, in the chemicals. You know, expand those ranges of things that work, expand more on those products. So expand more on Viva MK branded products. Then explore new markets. Well, not new, but new for us. For example, you know, more vegan products. Now, not everybody watching is necessarily a vegan, but the world is moving that way. So, you know, potentially looking at a whole range of products that we can market to the vegan world, which I'll tell you is going to grow by its hundreds and thousands as months and years go by. Then, the thing I'm most excited about is expanding on brand new product ideas. So things we haven't ever tried, not in our business, or if we tried them in the past, we did them so badly they didn't work. So, you know, expanding on brand new product ideas, and I'll give you one of those when we do the showcase. We should have it ready by then, and to launch this year as well. So brand new concept, brand new product idea, and something appropriate for the world we're in. No, not more PPE, but something appropriate to the world we're in. So they're the kind of three things: expanding vegan market, expanding the ranges, and expanding brand new product ideas. So as you can tell, there's always a lot going on in business, not just what you see. What you see is the products and the catalogs, but there's lots of other things operationally that are happening in the business. And by operationally, everything we're trying to do is to make the service better. And when it comes to service, there's only a few things that really matter. It's how quick and how accurate is your order coming to you. You know, we normally get the orders quite quickly. Some people have a few challenges, but getting your order to you quickly and getting to you, your order to you without any mistakes, that's key. Having a system that manages and copes with what we're trying to do. And that, as you know, has been an absolute bore. I can't say that. Has been an absolute heartache for months and months and months, but that's something else. So operational backup where technology is concerned, and operational backup where picking and packing and delivering your order to you is key. So those kind of things happen in the background all of the time, including the new catalogs and the new product launches. So there is a lot going on in the business. Christmas, thankfully, so far has been universally well accepted, which is always a relief, because you never know how a catalog is going to go down. In many years through Clean Easy, you know, we launched Christmas catalogs that fell like lead balloons, you know, not just because of some dreadful product choices, but just because there were just things that just didn't work generally. And, you know, so when you've gone through all that, you start to learn more and more and more and more of what might actually work. So what you see today in Viva MK, talking about the experience that Jane talked about, is not just years of experience from a buying team, but years and years of also making mistakes along the way, which gets you to the point where you know what possibly going to work, but then you still don't know until the people see the catalog. So when you guys first saw the catalog and we got your response, that was the first key signal that it was going to be a successful catalogue. And we did have a tremendous response. You know, I can honestly tell you, I haven't had a Christmas catalogue response like that probably for nearly a decade now. Okay, we had some brilliant catalogues in the past, brilliant, but the response, the universal response we got was probably best that I've seen in a decade, which is most encouraging. It gives us so much to look forward to for next year's Christmas, because we've already got that in mind, obviously, and for future products. And the same goes for beauty. We had no idea how you were going to accept the beauty products. So what we did with that, we let the brand directors have a look at it first. Their response was phenomenal. So that was really encouraging. But the key response, of course, is from the wider audience. And when you saw that, which was only last week, I think, again, you universally accepted it. And so far, the sales are already showing that, even though some of the products are only just going live. So all very, very encouraging. So that adds to our enthusiasm and our gusto for the things that we want to produce in the future. So I guess that's really all I've got to say for now. Lots of product development going on. Lots of new exciting things happening where operations are concerned, which I'll tell you more about. But most exciting, brand new product ideas that we potentially really haven't tried before, but the market is out there and I think we can do it. So that's all from me for now. Thank you for all your support as always. And thank you, Jeff, for not coming by today. Although the bin does need emptying, which is what you normally do. So thanks for everything, everybody. I have so many people here that we get direct support from. I speak to so many of you that are on tonight, and it's always brilliant to see you on a Zoom, or one day hopefully see you face to face. I'll also tell you at the showcase the potential date for a get together, but as you know, that's dictated by the world and really not much to do with us. I was even at a venue yesterday, and you know, the venues are desperate to get people in, desperate, huge rooms just waiting for the likes of us to go and trash them. But you know, until the government gives the go ahead, we can't really do much, but I'll still book provisional dates. So hopefully see you all on Saturday the 3rd around midday. And until then, please try and stay out of mischief.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much. The show must go on, Michael, so we'll be there the 3rd of October. And talking about the Christmas catalogue, I was one of the people that said to Michael, I don't think I've seen a better Christmas catalogue for, I think you got it right, a decade. It's fantastic. It's perfect. Thanks so much to the speakers tonight. We will have Louise, don't worry, we will do the online slot. My guess is she probably thinks it's 9 o'clock, but I can't messenger her when I'm on the phone doing the Zoom. So don't worry, we will have an online slot with Louise and others. We'll open that up and the date of that will be published soon. But in the short term, thanks so much, Jane White, for your tips on the Christmas retailing and team building. Jane is right, people are happier at this time of the year and they are introducing Christmas into their lives. They're embracing it earlier because they're bored. They're embracing it earlier, so we have a bit of longer time to make hay with that Christmas period. But fantastic training, Jane. And Janet, what can I say? Over £3,000 worth of sales when your target was only 1,800. I mean, you try to confuse me. Absolutely phenomenal. Goal to go to Premier Personal Retail because she believes she can do it. And it's because of these. I do have the other catalogues, but I don't remember where I put them. Thanks so much to everybody. We'll let you know when the next open Zoom is. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Janet and Steve. And thank you, Jane. And I will just put it over to you, Michael, to close the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Next Sunday every night to close the meeting.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for putting on this Zoom. Very much appreciated. And thank you for everybody who's done the training. Some great training there, some great one-liners. And, you know, I look forward to seeing you on the 3rd of October when I'll expand much more on the things we've talked about today. More than anything, like I've already said, your support each and every one of you makes the difference. You know, yes, there's a great team back at HQ, but it's this team that makes it happen. So it's a symbiotic relationship. Without each other, we wouldn't work. So thank you for everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you on the 3rd.
See you the 3rd. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, everybody. See you all later.